Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. My name is Sharise Moore, and I am want to welcome everyone to Authors Extra Sunday Clubhouse. And today we have a special guest. Her name is Sumitra Beckham, and she is the author of Sumitra. What is the title of your book?
Daughter, woman, mother, the growth, development, and improvement of the woman.
Okay, all right. Want to welcome her to the room. And hello, David. How are you doing? Um,
Sharice, I think you might have muted yourself because I lost your audio and it appears to have the mute thing on your screen.
okay, hello.
Yeah, I got you now.
Oh, okay, all right. I was trying to ask somebody. Okay. I gotta watch what I do when I'm doing pressing these buttons. Yeah, cause sometimes Clubhouse gets like that. Sometimes. Can you in the chat? Is it possible that you could put your link to your book in the chat? Do you know how to do that?
I sure can.
Okay, all right. Now I put my link up here at the top of the page. So how's your day been?
Oh, busy. My morning probably started at 4 or 5 something. I
Mm-hmm.
had to get my boys dropped off. Is because they had a wrestling tournament that started at 9 a.m. So they had to be to the school at 7. That went until after 5, but I had other stuff I had to take care of prior to going to their meet. So today has been a busy day. I'm happy to be off my feet and sitting down.
Oh, okay, all right. I know how that is sometimes.
Yes. How
And
about you?
my day started like at 3 o'clock this morning. Um,
Okay.
cause I work on my when I get up, I work on my podcast.
Hmm.
My podcast, and I have an episode I do every day. It's called Daily Devotional with my
Okay.
podcast. That's not including all the other stuff I do. So today I've had quite a busy day. I was in the room. I'm a participant in a room. I'm a moderator in another room. It's called Authors Daily Inspiration for Authors, Resilient Black Women, Daily Inspiration for Authors Room. We started
Okay.
at 7, and sometimes the room does not end to maybe 9:30. Depends on how many people
Okay.
come in the room, because everyone is allowed to speak in the room. I had
Mhm.
that to do this morning, and I also had to while they're talking, I don't while I'm listening and talking and things like that, I still do my advertisements in the morning for all this stuff I have to do. Like, or I might make my graphics, my graphic designs for my flyers and stuff like that for my
Okay.
social media platforms. And so I do that while they're talking, and then I worked on some stuff. I worked on some. I'm in the process of creating the webinar I talked about.
Okay.
Publish now. What do I do? So I'm working on a webinar to get the webinar together so I can draw in authors that may need the service uh publish now what do I do, because and setting that up and worked on that this morning. Then I had to turn around, I had an interview at 2, and then I cooked some dinner, and I recorded my virtual shows for tomorrow. I
Okay.
recorded all my virtual shows for tomorrow. Then I did the interview. Then I had to do all the work with the work for to download from StreamYard, then uploaded the podcast, stream podcasters for Spotify for podcasters, and set that and send her video and audio, and then I cooked dinner at the same time, and then I sat down maybe about an hour, and now we're talking.
That day is gone before you know it.
Pew! Right?
Yep, that's exactly how it is.
Yeah, pew! Bye, see you later. And sometimes our days are like that. And what it is sometimes I'm taking on I am I have increased what I do for my business.
Okay.
As far as the shows are concerned, the podcast, the Clubhouse interviews. Now I've added Instagram, and I'm going to add TikTok to the Authors Excerpt Sunday conglomerate umbrella per se, and that's going to be like more time consuming. But I think I can handle it.
Yeah, because social media is a lot to balance in itself, try to juggle in itself. I'm just like, what happened to when it was word of mouth? What happened to TV
Commercials.
commercials? And what happened to going around putting the flyers on the cars at church?
Right? Right.
Social media has taken over the
Mm-hmm.
manual part of this, and it's just like, oh my gosh, and there's so many rules to it. I'm like, ooh, help
Yeah,
me.
now you keep up with them all because every time you turn around, Facebook changes something. The apps they're changing, like Clubhouse. Clubhouse. It used to be where you could go into a person's profile, send them up. You can still do that now, but now you can send where it was set up a different way. You could leave a voice message or something like that. But
Uh-huh.
now you still do it. Um And and the thing is that they're changing the way the apps is working, changing algorithms and all that other stuff. And I'll be like, okay, all right,
Right.
you know. But now the new thing is that the way you want to get stuff out, you can use social media, but it is best to create you Facebook and Instagram ads, or
Yeah.
Twitter ads, or Google ads, or whatever you want to do, because it has a better reach. Because I had a person bring this to my attention. They say when you keep posting to your Facebook page, you are not posting to nobody new unless you got new followers.
Right.
And that's the thing that I learned how to do ads. I learned how to do Facebook ads, and I did one for when I revamped my business. I had a Zoom meeting. Everybody could come and meet me, in the meeting, for relaunching my business. So
Yeah.
I did an ad for that, and I liked it because I got like three, but I spent $100 for 30 days, and I got an influx of maybe 5,000 people. 5,000 people during them 30 days with that $100 to come and check out my Facebook profile or
Okay.
sign up for the relaunch party. Okay. Everybody didn't come, but it was a significant amount that showed up,
Right.
and I was happy with that. So I was good. And then that opened my spectrum of having people for email lists. So
Okay.
everybody that signed up for the Zoom meeting, they had to give me an email. So that was good way of me collecting email addresses.
Right.
hmm So let's get into your thing,
Okay.
okay,
Okay.
yeah. Let's get into your thing.
I'm ready
So
for you.
tell us about yourself. Tell us about Samitria Beckham.
All right. Look, I got to crack my neck for this one because it's long. No, I'm just playing.
Say, I gotta get you ready.
Woo, I got a lot to tell you. No, so my name is Demetria Beckham. I am from Michigan. I currently reside in the Detroit metro area. My family and I, we are actually from the west side of the state, but wanted to make some changes, some adjustments for our children. And so now we've relocated, but still in Michigan. I am a mother of eight. I have seven at home. They range from uh, 20, well, almost 22, 14, 13, 12, 9, 8, 6, and 4. So I'm very busy between work, them, and juggling these business ventures and whatnot. And I mean, pretty much that's me in a nutshell. Me devoted to my children, devoted to my family, devoted to my purpose, and just trying to make an impact on this world, an impact on my children, so that they can lead a better future than what I have and what many of their peers are as well. So that's pretty much me. That's pretty much me, Tria.
Okay. So, I wanted to welcome Vea to the room. Hi, Vea and David. Hello, my name is Sharise Moore, and I am the owner of Authors Excerpt Sunday Clubhouse. I am your moderator, and I wanted to say welcome to everyone that is here. And I today we have a special guest. Her name is Samitria Beckham, and she is a new author, and I wanted to have her on the show so she can get the gist of how an interview is done, right? Us new authors, sometimes we don't know everything about, after you publish something, what's the next thing you got to do. So I help authors with their process of going through the publishing process. I also have authors that have published already, self-published or experienced authors, to give them another different perspective of the way that they can gain exposure for their books. Being an author is a business, okay? So I don't want nobody else to think it's just, oh, I'm just an author. No, baby, it's a business. It's a
It
business.
sure is.
It's a business, and it will keep you busy. Um,
It is.
yes, ma'am. Um, let's talk about your book. What is the title of your book, and what got you into writing?
Okay, so the title of my book is Daughter, Woman, Mother: The Growth, Development, and Improvement of the Woman. And what got me into writing, let's just say, you know how some people, some children, they start off like, oh, I want to do this when I grow up, or I want to achieve this when I grow up. That's not quite my story. That is not how I came upon writing my first book. Actually, the foundation of writing my first book was my life experiences. And I did not know that those life experiences, although many of them I regret, many of them, if I could have a time machine, I would go back and change so much about the things that I've done and the things that I've experienced. But those life experiences brought me to who I am today and what I've been able to do today. And so at the time, this was, I don't know, about three years or so ago. I was venting to my husband, and I was like, you know, I'm dealing with this again. I'm dealing with the fact that I've done this in the past, and I know, I've been redeemed. I know that's not me anymore. I know I was young and I was misguided, blah, blah, blah. But I still dealt with a lot of my, life choices. And he was like, won't you write a book? And I was like, absolutely not. He was like, you should write a book. This stuff could help other people. And I was like, nope. And then my exact words was, no, nobody for the shit on my story. It's because, when you go through things, you can be pretty sensitive to the things that you're dealing with. And I was like, nope, not doing it. And so it began to wear on my mind. And I'm like, I haven't went through all this stuff for nothing. I haven't been through the struggles, and well, what were struggles for me may not have been for someone else, but I haven't been through all of this just to say I've been through it. I know there's a meaning and a purpose behind everything. When you're going through your storm, when you're going through your situation, it may seem gloomy, it may seem hopeless, but on the other side, there is a reason why you went through the things that you went through. And after that conversation we had, it just continued to dwell on my mind. It just continued to not leave me alone. And I was like, you know what? If I can help one person, one girl, to come into an understanding of herself and her value and her self-worth, then I have went through all of this and it wasn't in vain. So that pretty much is what brought me to wanting to write this book. And you know, also having something that my children can hold on to forever and say, this is what our mom accomplished. This could, you know, this is a legacy for them. This is something that they can hold on to forever. This is also a guide for them as well, because I have three girls. So this is a guide for them too, so they can see, because, you know, we have our own conversations and I talk to them about stuff, but, you know, they can also pick up this book and they can gain from it as well. So that's what pretty much brought me to my journey of writing.
That is so important that you said that you're leaving a legacy for your girls.
Yeah,
And the thing is that when we write our books, we don't realize how valuable the books are until they are finished and
that's right.
published. And it is so important for have it where we have something to leave behind for our loved ones in this day and time, because I've seen so many women leave this world and they leave nothing.
Right. They live and they die.
They live, they die. On the people fighting over their materialistic, if they got a house, they got a car, whatever, they
Right.
money in the bank, their family members fighting over that. I'd be like, really? You know,
Exactly.
excuse me. And um, and the importance of sitting down talking with our girls, sitting down talking with
Yep.
them to let them know that you are worthy,
That's right.
you are valued, you are precious, you
That's
are
right.
brilliant, you are smart, you are, just like in that movie, The Help,
Yeah.
when she says, Viola Davis says, you are smart, you are pretty, you and and it's amazing how in that movie it made me reflect on where I was never told those words.
Yeah.
As a child, as a growing
Uh-huh.
up, I was raised by my
Okay.
my grandparents, and
Okay.
my mother and father. They wanted to live their life and do what they wanted, and I never really had close relationships with either one of them, even though
Okay.
I was raised by my father's mother.
Okay.
And my thing is, so how do you balance all of that, where you have your children, you have your job, you have your writing career now, and how do you balance all that?
You know, I get asked that question all the time. How do you do it? How are you so calm? How are you so intact? How are you so well put together? And I say, you know what? Very simply, it's not by my own strength. It's because I am a strong believer in my faith. And I know that without it, without much prayer, without much faith, I wouldn't be able to do it. I mean, outside of that, I just wake up and I just go as I'm led. I mean, with work, of course, you know, there's not a as I'm led. You know, I got to be on the clock when I am. But for everything else, I just let the day flow. I just go with it. And I know a lot of people might be like, well, you know, you need to plan and schedule. But yeah, I know I need to do that too. But I just wake up and I just don't try to stress about the day. I just go how I'm led. Whatever I can do, I can. What I cannot do, it'll be there waiting for me the next day. And it also helps that I have my children are very understanding and they are very helpful. So everybody is willing to pitch in. Everybody is willing to help. They're not leaving everything and expecting mommy to do everything. So, I mean, that's pretty much how I balance everything. I don't get a lot of me time, a lot of alone time, and that's okay. Is because my time is taken up with my kids and my purpose. So that brings me joy in itself. But I mean, that's just pretty much me. I just wake up and I just move how I'm led and try to live as stress free as possible. Things come up, things happen. I I've come to a place where I'm a firm believer and I'm going to talk to myself. I'm going to talk to myself and I'm going to redirect my mind back to some positive thoughts, and I'm just going to continue to let the day flow. Stay in constant prayer, as scripture tells us, pray without ceasing. So my kids see me. I'm always mumbling a prayer just to keep me together and keep me focused. And I just, like I said, I just wake up and live.
Yeah, I remember those days where I would get up, and it's good that you have this close relationship with God. It's very important because, um, I'll say this: in my previous life, I used to do a lot of foolishness,
Oh Lord,
and God was not a part. God was nowhere in the. I know He was watching out for me because a
that's
lot of
right.
things He protected me from.
That's
But
right.
now that I look back over my life, I think about all the things He protected me from. And and now it's like God comes first. God comes first. God comes to the point where He is my all in all, because I know who had my back all those years through all the stuff I might have been through. And sometimes you look at it, and you may not see it now, you may not seen it then, but the older you get, you see what's going on. So um how was your writing process? Right, how was your writing process with this book?
So the writing process with this book, it was not as smooth as I thought it was going to be. Excuse me, I have to keep muting myself. It's because I have a little nag and cough, but it's not it wasn't as smooth as I expected it. At first, I hit the ground running. At that time, I was exclusively stay at home. I wasn't working from home. So I had the flexibility of being up to 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and just writing. And that's typically how my mornings will work. I would be up. I'd be writing up until the time probably it was time for my husband to get up for work, get his breakfast squared away, get him off to work, and I'm just writing. I'm writing. I'm writing. The thoughts are flowing, and I'm just writing. And I'm rereading, and I'm just writing as I'm rereading because more thoughts are flowing, and then everything comes to a standstill.
Uh-huh.
The thoughts, they seem to stop flowing, and then I would open up the computer, and I would just sit there and nothing. And I would constantly do that, nothing. Then I began to get discouraged. I put it down for a while. My niece, who's on the line, she can tell you because she teases me like it took you forever to write this book, but because it was that period of time when the thoughts stopped flowing, and I became discouraged. And I'm like, I wasn't. See, my thing was I wasn't gonna put out no mess. I wasn't just gonna put something together and throw it out there because the thoughts stopped flowing. And I'm like, this book is not complete. My spirit was not in agreement with this book being complete. So then, what I began to do is what was working for me from the beginning. I would sit down and I would just read what I already had. And I would keep reading what I already had. And I would continue just to read what I already had. And then I kid you not, it was like a fire was ignited, and then the thoughts came again, and I started writing, and I started writing, and I started writing. And then I got my finished product. Now, it might not be the recommended way of doing it. It may not be the traditional way of writing a book, but it is what worked for me, and it got me to my completed book.
Well, every author goes on their journey in different ways.
Yeah.
I've learned that because when I wrote my book, Coming to Loving Yourself was my first book. And I wrote my first book, I write for 6 months, stop for 6 months, write for 6 months, stop for 6 months, right. And then what woke me up one day, I completely forgot that I had uploaded 3 chapters on Amazon.
Uh-oh.
And what had happened was Amazon sent me a email and said your book is published now. I was sitting there like, oh my God, I forgot all about that. So I had to take that down.
Yeah.
I had to take it down. Then in actuality, I had to really finish my book because I hadn't finished the book when I got this email. When I got that email, and I was like, oh my God, I have to finish this book now. So that's what really made me rush to finish the book. And they give you 90 days. They say, well, okay, you got 90 days until you can go ahead and this book will be published. So I said, I'll be finished this book in 90 days. I was thinking I
Yeah.
was half finished. Child, I completely forgot all about that I had uploaded that. I was like, oh my Lord Jesus, right? And that's everybody's writing process is different. And I was, when you was writing your book, did you have any trepidations about what you was writing? I say it like this: was you worried about who was gonna read the book and not like it?
It's sort of, kinda. So how that went was I I was hoping, like, because I didn't it really wasn't anything too deep to get into with my book as far as, the way that I was raised or whatever, but I
Mhm.
just wanted to make sure that I didn't disrespect my mother. And I was hoping that as I was writing it, and whenever she read it, that she didn't feel any kind of disrespect. Is because I did reference in my book, like, I felt that I didn't get everything that I needed as a young girl to grow into a woman and a mother. And it was not to discredit her, it's because she did the absolute best that she could. She worked 10 and 12 hours a day, um, at a 45-minute to an hour drive one way, so it was only so much that she could provide. And I always was like, dang, I hope that I don't come off as ungrateful, is because my mom worked her butt off. She was a very hard working person. And so I was just like, ugh. But outside of that, no, I don't. Whoever read it and however they felt or whatever it was, I didn't care because it was my story.
Okay.
It was my story, and I
Okay.
wasn't gonna let nobody dim the light on it.
I know that's right. I know that's right. So are you ready to read an excerpt out of your book?
Ooh, I am. I went through this book and I was like, oh, I don't even know which one to use. It's just so many.
So
But yeah,
many, right?
I went through
I
a
don't know
few
where to
chapters.
start. I don't know where to start.
Right. And then the thing was, I went through a few chapters, and then once I finally found the one that I wanted, I'm like, well, my goodness, I don't know where to end with it because it's starting to get good to me too. So I did. I found a chapter. If I can, before I start though, I would, just to kind of tease the minds a little bit, I would like to read off the table of contents. And, sometimes when people are going through books, and the table of contents alone will make a person like, ooh, I want to buy it. So, chapter 1 is bought sense. Chapter 2, your daughter's business is your business. Chapter 3, when we do not wait to be chosen. Chapter 4, the masquerade. Chapter 5, you lay, you pay. Chapter 6, what is true beauty defined by? Chapter 7, submission. Chapter 8, who told you that you were to be empowered? Chapter 9, living holy on unholy grounds. And last and final, chapter 10, coming back from the brokenness of your past. So those it's a really short read, but it's one that plant a seed on a person's mind and kind of have them doing some self-examination. So but yeah, I chose from chapter 5, you lay you pay. And let's see here. So the excerpt that I'm going to read, it starts, sex is a beautiful thing. It was made for a husband and a wife. Sex was created not only for procreation, but for pleasure as well. Sex was not made to be had with any and everyone that comes your way. Sex for a woman was made to be with her husband and her husband alone. When did it become acceptable for us as women to lay down and sleep with every man that comes our way? Why do we choose to devalue ourselves for a little pleasure? Promiscuity is at an all-time high amongst women of all ages today. We never stop to think about how we are compromising our well-being and integrity just for a moment of pleasure. We have taken on the mindset that if a man can do it, then so can I. Too much of what we think we know is false. As I stated earlier, as I stated in an earlier chapter, we as women are receivers and taking the spirit of the man we are sleeping with. Our bodies were never meant to be passed from one man to the next, but to be kept for the man that was chosen for us. We teach our daughters to not respect themselves by telling them to use what they got to get what they want. Most of our daughters are taught in one way or the other to use their roundness of their butts and the fullness of their breasts to lure a man in to get what they want. Let me tell you something. If you get a man that way, he is weak and not someone you want to deal with, not want to deal with anyhow. A real man is not going to let an outer appearance fool him into thinking you are the one. We lie with our lips on our face and use the other lips between our legs to try and keep control or get what we want from a man. Sex has become one big sport amongst us as women.
Okay, I like that chapter. I like that chapter. Okay. All right. Um that in that chapter you speak truths.
Mhm.
You speak so many truths in this chat in that chapter. And that is something that is important that we must share with our girls. So do you
That's
share
right.
that do you talk about that particular topic with your girls?
Oh, absolutely. I am so open and so transparent with my children, specifically my girls. But I will say it is still with the knowledge that they are my children because I don't want to divulge too much information because some things I just don't need to talk about because it's my business.
Yeah.
But I do talk to them, and I have talked to them about their bodies, respecting their bodies,
Hmm.
how beautiful their bodies are. I'm constantly telling them how beautiful they are, and their beauty is worked from the in out. Corny, I know. But it's true because you can see the most beautiful woman, but then when she begins to open her mouth, it just ruins that outer appearance. So I teach them, respecting their bodies. And just because a guy comes to you and he woos you with all these words and, he has this slick talk, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, especially now, especially in their generation, it is to achieve one thing. And you do not want to devalue your body just because somebody wanted to please themselves and wasn't thinking about you. I talked to them about my age of losing my virginity, how I learned about sex through friends primarily, how, having, excuse me, a mother that worked a lot. So I had a lot of freedom and how, it may seem like I'm repeating the same things over and over again to y'all. It may seem like I'm overly interested in the things that you all are doing, but the lack of my attention as y'all mother would then cause you to go out and try to seek it elsewhere. So just letting them know that their confidence is not based upon what somebody else thinks of them. Their worth is not based upon what somebody else. They have to have all these things within themselves. They have to have that security within themselves so that anybody that steps to them knows I have to come correct because I'm not just dealing with your typical female. I'm dealing with somebody that's sound in their mind, they're sound in their faith. They know what they want. They know what they don't want. They know they're not dealing with no crap. So I go deep into conversations about myself and things that I've even seen from other people. And, even with my niece, she's not my child, but that's still my blood. And I treat her just like one of my kids. And I conversations with her because she just recently turned 18. And want to go off to college, and I'm just like, and I'm proud to say, and I hope she don't choke me after this, but I can say I have an 18-year-old niece that has not given her body to any man, and we can't say that about a lot of our kids today. And so I'm proud of that, and encouraging her to continue to keep herself, value herself is because she is a precious commodity. She is somebody, and my girls too, is precious. It's because they can give a man what many women today can't, and that is pureness. And so I teach that, I emphasize that so much that you have to know who you are and be secure in that.
Amen. Amen. I was, when I was growing up, I didn't have that mother daughter relationship.
Yeah.
No one sat me down except maybe
Hmm.
a cousin,
Yeah.
an older cousin or something like that. And
Hmm.
by the time we was having a conversation, it was already too late.
Yeah.
And like I said, my father, he, even though I was raised by his mother, he wouldn't spend time with me. He
Hmm.
come he come to the house, and he
Yeah.
would come over there with his friends, and they be drinking and laughing and
Okay.
playing cards and stuff,
Yeah.
and smoking them funny cigarettes, as my grandma
That's
called them.
the funny cigarettes.
Funny cigarettes. And and it was a game. It was that was his life, and he never sat down until maybe I got older. Till I got older to sit and actually tell
Hmm.
me, being with that person that you with, they married, and that ain't right.
Yeah.
I said, oh, now you want to talk about something ain't right. And I was like, ain't you like a little bit too late for that,
A day
dude?
late and a dollar short.
I'm saying, I'm like, man, go on with that, right? So, and now, um, um, now it is where I want to have these kind of conversations with my sons and my
Yeah.
daughter. I have three, and you know, and I try to tell my boys, especially, look, if you want to be with somebody, make sure they got their head on straight first.
That's right.
Don't just cause she got a big booty and
I know
boobies
that's
stuff.
right.
You can look at them, yeah, like you say, you can look at them, they look good on the outside, but once you get to talking to them, they sound stupid as a bowl of rocks. Um,
Exactly. After
you
the
know,
booty, then what else?
yeah, right. Like, what else do you? I mean, I asked my sons. I say, what else does she have besides a nice body? What else does she have besides a nice body? Does she want to go to school? Does she want to get an education? Does she want to go to college? Is she working? Is she taking care of herself? Is she staying with her parents or staying by herself? And what is she doing? Do she have goals, hopes, and dreams? You know, and is they carrying out them hopes, dreams, and goals that they have? Are they trying to accomplish something in their life? And the thing is that I wish I had heeded my own advice when it came to the opposite sex. when I was younger, but I didn't heed to
Right.
that. And you learn. Everything is
You
a
do.
learning lesson.
You live
Yeah.
and you learn. At
Yeah.
least you should.
Yeah. So how long did it take you to write this book?
Oh, let me see. I have to connect it to events in my life. So I think I started it in before the pandemic.
Uh-huh.
And it
Okay.
didn't get published until 2023,
Okay.
about a year or so ago. So yeah, it had to be like 2020. I think it was like the summer 2020, maybe
Okay. Okay.
something like that. Yeah.
Hey, and have you, when you in the process of writing your book, did you have someone read your book before you published it?
Um, no, I didn't.
Okay.
I
Okay.
didn't. No one other than the person that edited for me. I don't think I did. I did not have anybody. And now, retrospect, because hindsight is always 2020, I should have. Is because some of the critiquing that I got after the fact, everybody's critiquing kind of lined up similarly. And I was like, ooh, okay. But it's my first book, so I'm not gonna be too hard on myself because I'm already hard enough on myself. But no, I didn't. I didn't, and I should have.
Mm. Yeah, we as self-published authors, sometimes we walk into this thing called being self-published. We get a one-track mind and be like, okay, I gotta do everything by myself. And we
And
don't
that's
think
me.
outside. Oh, maybe I need to get somebody to read this book.
Right.
Maybe I need to get somebody to tell me what need to be changed and stuff like that. But we all learn. We learn in the process during our course of time. So, where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years with your writing?
So I am currently, and I'm hopefully I'm not jumping off into any other questions by saying this, but with my writing, so currently I am in the process of a second book, and I see myself with those two. Well, the current one or the previous one that I've written, and then this current one that I'm in the process of writing. I also would like to. Um, write something on parenting, um, because this is an idea that came from my sister-in-law who recently had her first child, and I'm always like telling her little tips and little tricks and little different things and just giving her advice with
Hmm.
kids and different things. I mean, I should be able to. I got eight. If I can't give advice on kids and
Right,
parenting with eight kids, then somebody needs to revoke my license.
right.
But I would like to do something like that in the future.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm still thinking on it, but I'm seriously considering doing something like that.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure between the one I'm doing now and the one that I'm contemplating, oh, it'll be 5 years.
Okay. Okay. Well, as a self-published author myself, I tell you, take your time.
Okay,
Take time, one book at a time.
that's right.
One book at a time, and do the things that you didn't get to do with the first book. You get to experiment.
Yes,
You get to do with the second book, and then you get to do
yes,
more with the third book, and
yeah,
I commend you on publishing your book. I commend you on um telling your story.
yeah.
And I say just keep
Hmm.
writing, because it could, you never know whose life you may be saving with the words you put on the page.
That's right. Because even like I say, if I don't make an impression on nobody but home, and
Yeah.
because it's funny that you say that because my 9-year old, she told me a few months back, who has also read my book, she was like, Mommy, you know what? Your book is so calm and it just relaxes me. Whenever I'm upset or frustrated about something, I read your book and it just calms me down. I was like, you know what? It's a blessing to know that it does that for you.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
is.
That's a wow moment.
It is.
That's a wow moment right there. Wow, like really?
Yep.
Like it has that much power, and you realize
Exactly.
that your words have power in the book. Your words,
That's right.
when you have somebody, when you have a child tell you they read a grown person book,
That's right.
I would consider your book would be more for like teenagers, young
Uh-huh.
adults, things like
Yeah.
that. And you get someone that is younger out of
Uh-huh.
that category to say, Mom, this is what your book does for me, da da da. And you'd be like, really? Okay, well, let me go ahead and let you, and then
Right.
what I would do with, since she likes to read your books, this what you do with the second book, right? You let her read, the rough draft. When
Okay.
you get it, you let her read the rough draft of the book. Every time you finish it, I don't know how many rough drafts we get. Sometimes we change stuff around and we take
Yeah.
it out in you kind of include her in the process of writing your book
Yeah.
because you just want her to read and you want her opinion. Okay, well, how did this sound? Can you read this for me? Yeah, let me know what you think about this.
Right.
And get your niece to read some, read the rough draft for the book too. And and find like get your older daughter to read the book.
Mm-hmm.
Get them to read the book, and because they become your beta readers.
They do.
They become your beta readers, and um you know and just and so just kind of incorporate that into what you do, because it's very seldom that us as authors have that moment where we have relatives to sit down and read our books.
Right.
And so, do you have a favorite author?
I don't have time for a favorite author.
You the second person that told me that today.
I don't have to. Look, I fall asleep on myself trying to get my own stuff done. If I had taken the time, you know what? In
Yeah.
my other years, I was a big reader, and
Mhm.
then honestly, it's one of those things that became backburned
Yeah.
due to responsibility.
Hmm.
And I I'm telling you, I can barely make it through 2 or 3 chapters in the Bible without like, whoa, wake up, girl. So I'm gonna say everybody that wrote that had that contributed writing the Bible, they're my favorite authors because they don't really get much past them.
Right. Like we know about we know who the author is of that book. So and the thing is our lives are so busy, and we need and us as entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
we need to start looking at who would be good. I was talking about this today on Daily Devotional, and it'll be on for Morning Word and Worship.
Okay.
Picking the right people for your journey.
Yeah.
Like King David
Yeah.
became, became King of Israel, but he knew who he wanted on his team.
Yeah.
So, and that may be something you may want to try to incorporate, where you get your niece or somebody to do the social media management type stuff. And young people good with social media.
They are.
And and you know, you know, have your older daughter, maybe like do like a little assistance for you as far as keeping your schedule. You get interviews, you get emails, things like that. Give them little give the girls their help mommy do something.
Yeah, I definitely include them in a lot of stuff is because I'm trying to, and excuse me for cutting you off, but at their ages, even if what they're doing in my
Mhm.
mind is something that I can do myself and it may seem meaningless, I like to include them because I want them to begin to understand. And this might be veering off a little bit, but if you give me a moment to digress, um, our families need to begin to have this implemented back into the homes.
Mhm.
Togetherness, building together. So I
Uh-huh.
don't say this is my business.
Yeah.
This is our business. I
Yeah.
delegate little small tasks that may be bigger than others, but I do my best. I even ask input that I might not even use, but for the simple fact to make them feel that they're needed, that togetherness, that team building. This is stuff that has been broken down in our community for so long. We don't know how to work together as a community, as a family. And we're so divided within our homes. Somebody reached success and don't want to reach back and, help the other one out, so on and so forth. So I make sure that the littlest to the biggest, they get these little tasks because I want them to understand we got to build as a unit because at the end of the day, we are all we got.
I know
And if
that's
we
right.
fall apart, then what? You
Yeah.
know? So
Uh-huh.
we're stronger together.
Amen. Amen. Well, Miss Sumitra Beckham, it was a honor and a privilege to have you come on Authors Excerpt Sunday Clubhouse. And you are welcome here anytime. And if you need and you have any questions, you
Hmm.
call me and
I sure
you let
will.
me know. Um, you get I give you I'll okay. Ask me two questions and I'll give you two answers. Go.
Oh, okay. That was spontaneous.
I'm like that.
Okay. Ask you two questions. And okay, so I don't want to be selfish. I want to ask questions that could probably benefit everybody else too. Um, ooh, what do you do when you're discouraged?
Pray,
Okay.
pray,
And-
read my Bible,
mhm.
read into the scripture, or just go into a quiet room and just have
Yeah.
and pray. Have my private conversation with the Lord.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Definitely believe in that because I say, we can vent and talk to each other all day long.
Hmm.
They can be that comfort and peace, but at the end, when it's all said and done, what can they do other than sit there and listen? Because
I
they
know,
have
right?
no power to change any situation, can barely change their own.
Amen.
So I definitely believe in that and I agree. Okay, question number two.
Hmm.
Uh, ay, 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 ay. That was on the spot. Let's see. Do you have any advice for anybody that's up and coming author, businessman or woman? Where do you say, what would you say to start? What's the foundation to assuring that, everything stays afloat, that discouragement and stuff doesn't kick in?
Okay. What I say to that is, write a plan.
Okay.
Write a plan. What you gonna do for this month? What you gonna do for that month? What you gonna do? Small plans, small projects, small
Yeah.
plans, medium plans. What you may want to stretch out between maybe like 3 months or 6 months,
Okay.
or a large plan where you plan on where I would say launching a book. I give you this example. Launching a book. So when when a person gets to the point where they know they're getting ready to finish their book,
Hmm.
start the advertising process.
Yeah.
If you have your book, if you have your book cover, you can always start your advertising process
Yeah.
because it's a build up.
Yeah.
And set a date and a time.
Okay.
Set a date and a time for when this project is gonna be completed.
Okay.
Because if you don't put a date and time to it, it's gonna linger, and you're gonna put it
Right.
off, and you're gonna
Right.
procrastinate. You're gonna find this excuse, and I got that, and
Hmm.
stuff start getting in the way that has veer you off course.
Right.
Um, um, uh, make sure that you have your marketing advertising plan laid out. Make sure you have your authors platforms laid out. Um, you know, I, you know, like I spoke earlier, find your beta readers. Um, and do find other activities that after you launch your book, where you go out into the libraries, you go into book signing events, you go to vendors events, you
Yeah.
set up those activities that must have a purpose. Be
Right.
intentional. Be intentional when it comes to your book. I wanna, like, okay, I said I'm a part of an anthology book right now, and our instructor gave us a 90-day social media plan, and it is. I'll say this: I've never done a 90-day social media plan before. I didn't do one for my books. And this is a new lesson. This is a new opening a door, a concept for me. And I love it. Every day it's 90 days. So 90 days up until our time to publish, we had these activities to do for social media. And maybe you may want to make one of those, your social media plan for like 30 days or 60 days or 90 days before you publish your next book. And then you go by that and go by that plan and go and use
My friend.
chat GBT and you can put this in and say, write me a 90-day social media plan for my book.
Okay.
A 90-day social media plan for my book and see what it give you.
Okay.
And um I'm gonna say this: ain't nothing wrong with missing some days. Ain't nothing wrong with missing days with your 90-day social media plan. There's nothing wrong with that. But as long as you get 3 posts in a week, that's what I say. It's 7 days in a week. So
Yeah.
3 days, 3 days, like every other day. Like every other day in the week, then switch it up where it might be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday or one week. And then you go Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday another week. You kind of do it like that. And as long as you consistent, that's what really matters.
Yeah.
The consistency is what people are watching, what they're seeing.
Right.
And create you some Facebook, Instagram ads for
Yeah.
your next book,
Okay.
because you will be surprised at how many people be like, okay, how much you do? I've sold more books when I created my social media ads. I've sold more books when I created my social media ad for when I did my relaunch party than before that. I sold more books that way, and I was like, wow, really? And I was like, well, that's my first time, doing ads, paying for ads. And I didn't know it was gonna pay off like that. So I suggest invest, like save, like up until like maybe like I'll say $20 a week, $20, like $50 a month or something, and
Yeah.
save up every month like that. Just save that. Just save that $50. Don't touch it. Don't mess with it. Save it up until it's time for when you getting ready to. All right, well, you getting ready to launch, or you getting ready to. You getting ready to publish. You may want to start like maybe a month ahead before you publish the book to create the ad, and do it like that. And you know you know that money will pay for the ad when it's time to do the ad, because depends, the more money you spend, the more exposure it gets.
Right.
So you incorporate that. So yeah, that's what I got for you.
Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's because I do know I need to become more acclimated with the ads and start doing ads and whatnot. Is because my book is that's just not the end of me. I have
Yeah.
other stuff that I'm doing as well that I need to push, and it's all incorporated into one. And I do need to do more ads and things like that. And a lot of the stuff that you touched on is stuff that I already said I'm going to do differently
Mm-hmm.
this time than I did with the first book, because nobody knew I was writing a book until the book was published.
Yeah.
So I've been getting better with dropping little nuggets, and I did a thing because I have a YouTube channel as well, and I
Mm-hmm.
did a short video announcing that I have a book coming, and I been given, well, I did once a little quote that I put in my book, because I promote myself within myself. I have one of my
Mm-hmm.
own quotes in my book. I even put that on social media just to kind of keep teasing the minds and stuff, so that people
Yeah.
can be prepared and know what's coming and get them all, you know,
Excited.
excited, right? So when that time comes, it's like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
ready to purchase.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, if you need help, you can also punch that in chat GBT, or write me a Facebook ad for my book entitled such and such and such, and it'll give you a whole write out. That's how I've been. That's how, if you ever looked at my Facebook page, and you see, well, it got the little, like calling all authors or things like that. I got that off of Chat GPT, child. I wrote in, write me a Facebook advertisement
Okay.
for Authors Excerpt Sunday program, da 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 da, inviting authors, and post for my book. I've got Chat GPT to write me a description for that, and I just use Chat GBT for everything now, girl. Me and that, we done became best friends. Um, so and utilize that. Write in what you, okay. Like, I want to write an Instagram post. I want to write a Twitter post. I want to write a YouTube communities post. And then sometimes it's good to do like little short reels. Do the reels, do your reels and things like that for your book. Read an excerpt. Do more lives. Do more lives. You might have to do it at night and record it on your phone, then post it the next day or something. Because I know you had the kids and everything, and or do it like this: create your posts and schedule them. Create the posts and schedule them. So that will help you as well, because a lot of my posts now, I schedule them for next morning. Like you coming on my show, and I wrote the post, and I scheduled. Every post has been scheduled for me, that you was coming on my show. I scheduled them because I know I have a busy schedule. I took one day and put them posts. I made those posts, and I scheduled them for each day that they came out, because I knew that with so many things that I have, I'm busy. I'm like truly busy. Use those Facebook posts. You can schedule them, things of that nature. Do you have an author's page on Facebook? Hello?
So, not really. I kind of
Okay.
just, with my personal and my business page, I kind of just intermingle a lot of
No,
stuff. I don't have
don't
anything
don't inter-
specifically dedicated to.
stop intermingling. Stop
Okay.
intermingling. Keep your personal. That's your business. Your book is your business. Don't commingle them. Separate them. Because I see a lot of authors do that. They'll post all about this personal stuff that they do, and they going out getting their nails done. Hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going out to dinner. Okay. When I'm gonna see the post about your book? Separate that from your personal life. Because when you co-mingle, you get everybody all intertwined, like they get confused. Cause I looked at a person's Instagram page the other day, and they said it was Arthur, and all I saw was personal pictures of the kids or what they was out doing. They was at this fair. They was doing it. They was at the nail shop. They getting their hair done. Okay, but you an author. I don't know. I don't know the title of the book. I don't know where I can purchase the book at. I don't know if you got a website or not. I don't know how to contact you if I want to do an interview. Separate those things so a person doesn't get confused when you say you posting. Okay, I'm posting about the kids 1 minute, then I'm posting about some book the next minute, and you be like, okay, so which one is it? Do you have a website?
Yep, I do.
Okay.
I
Draw
do.
when you create your posts, draw them to the website.
Oh, I always do.
Okay,
I
draw them to the
always do.
website.
Yeah.
Okay, and
hmm
and and to get more leads, you may want to link up link up your ads when you start your ads. Link up your ads to go straight to the website. Link up your Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and send them straight to the website. And also you may want to think about hashtags. Hashtags draw a lot of attention because a lot of people use certain hashtags. Uh, you know, say mother daughter relationship is a nice hashtag. Mothers, use your name as a hashtag. That draws a lot of attention. Authors books is another hashtag. Um, author interview is a hashtag. Pick out certain topics, like you said you talked about sex. uh Sex is a hashtag. Just different. You might want to take your table of contents. Oh, I just had this idea. Take the table of contents and turn them into hashtags and draw them to the book. I don't know why God told me to say that, but yeah. So take your chapters and turn them into hashtags, and you draw them to the book.
I'm pretty sure with a lot of my uh, chapters, they are some kind of hashtag. So that's not actually a bad idea.
Yeah, yeah. So Miss Sumitra, it is so. I'm so happy for you. I am proud of you, and I wish you all the best. And thank you for coming on Arthur's Excerpt Sunday Clubhouse. Okay, babies.
And I appreciate you
Good
for
job,
having me
Auntie.
on.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. My phone. Okay. Did someone just say something?
Yep, I think so.
Oh, okay. Lavelle, would you like to speak, honey?
I just want to tell her good job. I'm so proud of her, and I see how hard she works behind the scenes, and she just is really, really dedicated. And I'm so proud of her.
Thank
All
you,
right.
my love.
Is that your niece?
It is.
Okay. All right
She
now.
definitely helps to keep me accountable with the rest of the kids. I'm telling you, When I say she get on my nerves like the rest of the kids, she fit right in with the rest of the
Be like
kids.
who? You be like, who the
So
mama here? Who the mama?
that, yeah, that is my baby. That is my baby. That is my baby. That is my baby. Just like the rest of them. Yep.
You
Look,
be
we
like,
fight, we go at each other, and then we right back. I miss you. I love you. Just like the rest
mm-hmm.
of them. That's my
Yeah,
baby. You can tell me nothing no different.
I know that's right. So, Vale, is there anything else you wanna speak about before I close the room, baby?
No, ma'am.
Okay, my question for you is when you writing your book.
Actually, one day I'll come out with a movie about my life.
Oh, okay. All right now, don't hurt nobody. All right now, I hope I still be around. you know. I wish you all the best with what you do, Vale. And keep your auntie covered and help her out as much as you can, and kind of become her social media manager. Become her social media manager, because when you help out in that way, it relieves her of other things that she can be doing in her business. Okay, I'm trying to build you a team here. Okay, Sumitra.
Go ahead,
Try,
build
I'm,
on.
I'm trying
Yes,
to
ma'am.
build your team. Trying to build your team.
She know all
Uh,
she got to do is ask.
I know that's right. I know that's right. All right, everyone. All right, all right, all right. It has been an honor and a privilege to have you in the place to be. And I pray that I see you again. And I wish you all the luck, Miss Sumitra and Vale. And I want y'all to have a blessed night,
Thanks
okay?
you as well, and thanks
We wish
again
you the
for
best as
having me.
well.
Is today your birthday, Vale?
No,
Oh, okay, all right. You just
I
joined?
just downloaded the app today.
Okay, all right. Well, welcome to Clubhouse. Welcome to Clubhouse. Okay.
All right.
If you ladies aren't doing anything in the morning, I am up at 7, and I'm in this other Clubhouse platform. It's called Resilient Black Women Daily Inspiration for Authors. It
Okay.
is run by Miss Ardenae Garner. And we got a whole bunch of people in that group, almost like 1,200 people in the group.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but we have a moderator for each day. We come on 7 o'clock every morning. We don't miss a day. So, and we come on 7 and we may last about 9. Depends on how many people in the room that
Okay.
want to speak. But come in, and I will send y'all a invite for that room,
Please do.
because I am a moderator in that room. And and come and join us, okay?
Okay. I would like that.
All right, all right. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed night, okay?
Love you back, you as well.
You as
All
well.
right.